Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Bud Kluick, super lawyer. Bud's here to tell us why you should get to know a C.A.O. Now, I've known you're, board certified. I mean, you are family law practice. You are the super lawyer. But I've heard of CFOs and CEOs but a C.A.O.
COOs.
And COOs, that's right, another one. Everybody, they're all top-notch people. But I'm not familiar with the C.A.O.
Well, C.A.O., Joe, stands for competence, accessibility, and omnipresence.
Omnipresence.
Yes.
Okay.
And competence, I think, is generally measured a number of ways, but one of them obviously would be experience. And there are 4 people in our law office that involve themselves with the substantive parts of the case. Obviously, we have support staff that do typing and filing and answer phones and stuff like that. But there are 3 lawyers and a paralegal that deal with the substantive parts of the client's cases. And when you add them together, we have between 50 and 55 years experience. Now, experience counts relative to competence in 2 ways. Number 1 is obviously the more you do stuff, whether you're on TV, radio, whatever, being a family lawyer, the more you do things, the more knowledge you pick up, the more experience you have and sophistication. Mm-hmm. But secondly, it relates to competence because if you were incompetent, you probably wouldn't stay in business all that long. And we've been doing this for, again, I myself was admitted to practice law in 1987, and I've had my own practice since 1990. So we've been doing it for quite some time.
Yeah. So the competence is there. Then we have an A.
Accessibility. Well, the other thing about competence, though, it has to do with training, specialized training. I think it's another measure of competence before we get on to accessibility.
Okay, all right. Now, that's the people in your office. You don't just take them in off the street. Obviously, you're specially trained. You're board certified. But
right. Well, for example, in mediation, I had taken the basic training in mediation and began my career as a mediator in the mid-90s, I think 95. But that wasn't good enough for me. I went back to the National Conflict Resolution Center and trained through their full credentialing program. It's kind of like getting a master's degree in mediation. You go through the basic training, and then you do a series of mediations, Joe, and they watch you and critique you, and they have classes and midterms and finals. It's a pretty complex program, and it took me more than a year. I just wasn't satisfied with the bare minimum. And similarly, I went to Scottsdale, Arizona, a few years back, to train in collaborative divorce and cooperative divorce. Again, your average attorney might not want to do that. Might not want to take time away from their practice, fly to another state, pay for the tuition, airfare, room and board at a hotel, etc. Yeah. But I'm compelled to do that, and so are my people. We've had, for example, Tina May is our senior paralegal, had been practicing as a paralegal on the basis of on-the-job training, but she went back and got a degree from Cuyamaca College, an associate's degree in paralegal studies. For example, one of our attorneys, Ellen Swaim, has done special training to represent children. This is the kind of special training we're not satisfied with the bare minimum.
So, but that leads it to the accessibility. You just said you'll fly anywhere, so you're definitely accessible.
Yeah.
And that has to be there, too. When somebody calls, you need to be there.
Our main office is 3 blocks into La Mesa from the border with San Diego, and we're within 6 freeway exits of 4 major north-south.
Yeah, so it's important, just the positioning. All right.
Yes.
Well, now, quickly, omnipresent. Are you everywhere?
Well, in any given 2-week period of time, I will have been in the Vista Court, several times in the El Cajon Court, in the South Bay Chula Vista Court, and also the 3 courts downtown, which is at 6th and Cedar, 4th and Ash, and at 220 West Broadway, which is the child support court.
Well, there you are. He's competent. The whole staff is. They're accessible, and they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Omnipresent, too.
There you go.
But that's great. Thank you very much. All right. And so now, my friend, Standing Living is coming right back. I'll find you. There you are.